Hello and namaste. We're going to be doing a restorative flow, which will help to open up the low back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and of course we'll include some shoulder work as well. We're going to start at the very back of the mat. Take your legs just wider than the mat with your toes pointing forward. And bend your legs, push your hips back and drop forward over the legs. Grab onto your opposite elbows. It's important to work through your own range of motion for your own body. So if you need to adjust slightly for yourself, please do so. You can just shift a little more weight into the fronts of your toes, into the toes themselves, and press down through the heels to gently draw the sit bones higher. They don't have to be very high. We just want to start to get a little bit into the backs of the legs, into the hamstrings. Deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale through the nose or mouth. And if you're having any respiratory issues, please breathe in the way that works best for you. Don't force yourself into a specific style of breathing. In through the nose, maybe out through the nose or mouth. Holding your opposite elbows. Breathing into the width of the sacrum, width of the glutes. No expectations for straight legs. Just see what happens as you breathe. 3 more deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. One more breath, inhale deeply. As you exhale, let your arms go, let them dangle in space. And then bend your knees back to about 90 degrees, pushing your tailbone behind you. Put your hands on your upper thighs. Tuck your chin and roll up, just watching for any head rushes as you wind up. And then bring your feet in hip distance apart, resetting the feet so they're just under the hips. Pick your toes up away from the floor and fan them out. Keep those toes lifted and reach your arms up, palms face one another. Frontal hip bones moving forward and up just to get some more length through the belly muscles. Lifting the chest. One more deep breath, look up, big inhale. As you exhale, looking straight forward and drop your toes to the floor, bringing the palms together and bringing the thumb knuckles to the forehead, keeping your hands in prayer. And draw little circles into your third eye, moving the skin gently on the forehead in a circular motion. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or mouth. Feeling the shoulder blades drop. Feel like the skin on your shoulder blades is heavy. The skin on the back of the body is heavy. 2 more deep breaths, drawing circles in one direction. And then pausing at center, going the opposite direction. Relax your jaw. Three more deep breaths, drawing circles in the opposite direction, continuing to move the hands. And then pausing at center, leaving your thumb knuckles against your forehead. Take a deep inhalation. As you exhale, bend your knees, push your sit bones back. And as you exhale, fold over your bent knees. Release your arms, let them hang. Take a deep inhalation. As you exhale, roll all the way up. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Touch the palms together. Exhale your thumbs back to your forehead. And hinge forward, bent knees, folding over the thighs. Release your arms and inhale deeply. Exhale, roll to standing. 1 breath to come up. Inhale to reach up and lengthen up. And exhale to come back down. We're going to repeat that a few more times. Inhale in your forward fold. Exhale to roll up. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to come back down. Inhale in the forward fold. Exhale to roll up. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to come back down. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale in your forward fold. Exhale to roll up. Inhale to reach up. You're welcome to go at your own pace. Exhale to come back down. Faster or slower, it doesn't matter. Inhale in the forward fold. Exhale to roll up. Inhale, reach wide and up. Exhale to come back down. Let's do this one more time. Inhale in the forward fold. Exhale to roll up. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to come back down. I'm going to stay forward this time. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Interlace those fingers. Straighten your arms. Push back through your heels a little bit. Deep breath into the back. Keep your chin tucked. Put a little more weight into your big toes. 3 more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale hard. Inhale. Exhale, long exhalation. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, long exhalation. Tuck your hands flat into your back. Bring your hands to your shins. Chest parallel to the floor, so you're long through the spine with your chin tucked. We're going to take the right arm forward, bend the left knee, and push your right hip back, straighten the right leg a bit more. So you actually want to feel the length through the whole right side of your body. As you bend the left knee, try to sink your chest a bit closer to the left thigh and straighten your right leg a bit more. If you're feeling really comfortable with this, pick up your right toes and push the heel down and back. One more deep breath. Imagine that right sit bone shifting towards the back of the room. And then bend your knees as much as you need to. Put your fingertips down, keeping the knees bent. Take your left hand and hold your right ankle. Your right arm's going to stay forward, fingertips down. And you're going to bend the left knee again and press back through the right hip as much as you can comfortably, intensifying that stretch on the back of the right thigh. Back of the neck is long, and you can use a block or a support if you need to. Listen to your own body. Keeping the neck long. One more deep breath here, and then release. And then we're going to take both fingertips to the floor again. We're going to walk our hands to the left. Hands to the left so you feel length to the right, and push your right hip to the right. So your weight is on the outer edge of your right foot. 3 deep breaths. One more deep breath. Walk your hands back through center. Put your hands on your shins, your chest parallel to the floor, and reach your left arm forward. Push your left hip back, bend your right knee. Push the left bum cheek back, reaching through the fingertips. Pick up your left toes if you're feeling comfortable. Really working through the back of that left thigh. Two more deep breaths here. And here's our final exhalation. You can stretch your leg with your knees bent. So if you need to keep your knees bent, please do. I'm going to put the fingertips on the floor. Take the right hand on the left ankle. Keep your knees as bent as you need to. Eventually, you're straightening that left leg, pushing the left hip back, slight bend in the right knee. Chin is tucked, head is dropping. Lots of stretch through the back of the left thigh. Take one more breath here. Both sets of fingertips down. Walk your hands to the right. Push your hips to the left. Feel like you're leaning to the outer left side of your left foot. Three more breaths. And then back through center. We're going to bend our knees so we can easily walk our hands forward and come to your hands and knees. Let's bring the legs together so there's no space between the thighs at all. And let your right hip tilt towards the right side of the mat. So it feels like you're wrapping the right hip down to it almost touches the floor. Move your chest and face towards the left to counterbalance the weight of your right hip. Take one more deep breath here. Pull the belly in and come into a skinny cat pose. So we have the legs together, drop your head, pull the belly muscles in, push down through the floor and separate the shoulder blades. One more deep breath. Pull the navel in, find more roundness in the mid and low back. Come back to your tabletop position, so hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and walk up till you're on your knees and toes are tucked. If you need extra padding for your knees, double your mat up in the middle or grab a towel. Hands are at your hips creases. Left toe is going to stay tucked. Slide your right leg towards the right. Keep sliding it to your own comfort level. Use your right hand to tuck in your right hip by pushing that hip bone in. Put your right hand on your right shin. Reach your left arm towards the right. Draw your glutes in so your hips are moving forward. You can keep that right knee bent if you need to. Lots of stretch to the left side of the waist. One more deep breath here, squeezing the right thigh muscle to the bone. Slide your right hand up your shin and take your left hand and put it just outside your mat. Reach your right arm to the left. Lift your right hip to the ceiling and keep that right ankle straight. One more deep breath here. Now pull your belly back to bring your right hand forward and down. Bring your right knee back in so you're on your hands and knees. Come up, reach into a wide V shape and drop the shoulders. Now you want your toenails to be against the floor for this pose, so the feet are now flat. Bring your right arm forward, palm to the ceiling. Take your left arm and wrap it under your right arm. Wrap the forearms if you can. Draw the hips back and slowly start to bring the forearms to the floor, all the way down. Draw back through your tailbone. Deep inhalations to the width of the mid and low back. Feeling the back get wide as you breathe. So there's a couple of options here. If you want more sensation in the shoulders, you can find that by actually dropping the elbows closer to you or sliding them further away. But don't go too far if you're sliding them further away. You just want to feel a little extra stretch in the right shoulder, if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, you don't have to move the elbows at all. You can just leave them where they landed when you first came to the floor. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Pull the belly muscles in so you can use your stomach muscles to wind all the way up. Unwrap the arms. Fix your mat if it's doubled up, or remove the towel. Come back to your hands and knees. Bring your legs together again and start to tilt your right hip to the right. One more time. Bring the right hip to the right, chest to the left. Final breath here. Pull the belly muscles in, back to the skinny cat pose. And then back to your tabletop position. Slide your right knee just outside your right wrist, bringing it forward. So your right shin is somewhat parallel to the top of your mat. It doesn't have to be completely parallel. Start to turn your left knee out to the side so it's easier to bring your right hip to the floor. And then your fingertips, bring them to either side of your right knee. Leave lots of space between the hands. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, draw your chest forward all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, draw your chest forward all the way to the floor. Each time you go through that motion, you might find that your left leg begins to extend behind you. If you're someone who has that mobility behind you, leave that leg straight. Otherwise, keep your knee turned out to the side. 2 more breaths like that. The next time you come up, keep your chest lifted for a little longer. Chest coming up, shoulder blades squeeze together, look up even with your chin. And then bring your forearms forward of your right shin. Bring your hands together, interlace your fingertips, squeeze those palms together. Let your head drop. If you're feeling too much in the right hip, have your chest away from the floor and keep your chest elevated by keeping the forearms down, chest up. And if you are comfortable and you start to feel more open, your elbows are sliding forward eventually. Your chest continues to move forward. Your left leg continues to extend back. And here's an option for some. You can tuck the left toes under, press the heel back, the left knee comes up, push forward gently through your right shin. So you actually have your hips hovering and your left leg extended. Extended so much the knee is off the floor. A couple of breaths there. And then you can reset the left knee back to the mat, flip the foot, and continue on with your pigeon. We won't stay in pigeon for very, very long. About 4 more breaths here. One more deep breath. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Roll your body all the way to the right side to bring your left leg forward. We're still working on the right side. We'll do the whole left side as its own sequence. Feet are flat on the floor, hands beside you and turned out. Just rock your knees side to side like a windshield wiper. Knees are rolling right and left. Inhaling through center, exhale, let them drop. Inhale through center, let them drop. One more time, and we're going to stop when the knees have fallen to the left for the next time. Leave them at the left side of the mat. Take your right knee and put it against your left heel, and then spin around so you can see the back of your mat. Take your left hand back to the middle of your mat, the width of the mat, and lengthen back as far as you can until the left side of your body is long. Sweep your right arm overhead and windmill. Inhale, and as you exhale, twist around to face the back of your mat. You can put your forearms down to start off, keeping your chest hovering over the floor. And as you start to feel more comfortable, you might find the arms want to extend. As the arms extend, it really intensifies the stretch in the belly. Stay here for 5 deep breaths. If you want to play with the pose, you can straighten your legs. The right top of your thigh should be rotated slightly towards the floor. Let's take one more deep breath here. Hands are under your shoulders, roll all the way up to the top of your mat. Sit up tall, right leg crossed in front of the left at the ankles. Give your shins a hug and try to draw the crown of your head towards the ceiling and your shoulder blades towards the floor. Look to the left. Look to the right. And then come center. You're going to rock forward. If you don't like rocking forward over your ankles, just come to your hands and knees in the way that works best for you. Hands are under the shoulders. Legs are close together, no space between the thighs. And push your left bum cheek towards the left side of the room, wrapping it towards the floor. Chest and face moving to the right. One more deep breath here. Pull the belly in. Come into your skinny cat pose. Press the thumbs and index fingers down. Separate the shoulder blades. Final breath here. And then double the mat up if you need extra padding for the knees, or grab a towel. Toes are tucked under. Hands are at your hip creases. Left leg slides left to your own comfort level. Left hand is pushing into that hip crease to draw the hip inwards. Eventually, you want the left side of the torso parallel to the leg. Hand to the shin, right arm reaches left, breathe into the right side of the hip. Squeezing the left thigh muscles to the bone. So don't rely on stretching here, try to strengthen your left thigh. You're going to get the length anyway. You can keep the knee bent if you need to. One more deep breath. We're going to slide the left hand up the leg. Bring the right hand to the floor outside of the right side of the mat. Keep your left leg straight, toes pointed away from you. Now lift your left hip. Squeeze your glutes into the body to draw your pelvis forward. One more deep breath here, opening those hip flexors. Belly pulls in and shifts back, so you can bring the left hand forward to touch the floor. You can put your right hand down as well. Left knee goes in beside the right. Come on up. Put your toenail sides of your feet flat and reach up into a wide V shape. Bring your left arm forward, palm to the ceiling. Wrap your right arm under the left arm. Grab the forearms if you can. Pulling the belly muscles in and slowly come forward. You don't have to sit directly on the heels. Forearms come down and breathe into your upper back. Breathe into the width of the back. And you can place a pillow or a towel on your heels to sit on if that range of motion is a bit too much for you today. And if you don't wrap your forearms, you can grab onto the opposite shoulder as well to feel that opening through the shoulders. And just a few more deep breaths here, letting your hips stay nice and heavy. Pull your belly muscles in on your next exhalation and roll up using the strength of your abdominal muscles. Unwrap your arms. You can release the mat if it's doubled up or remove your towel. Hands and knees, legs are together. Press your left hip towards the floor as you bring your chest and face to the right. Final breath here. Come back through center, hollow the navel, round in the skinny cat pose, widening the shoulder blades. One more breath. And then back to your tabletop. Bring your left knee outside your left wrist. Slide your right leg back and turn it out so you can easily sit down into your left side. Fingertips in line with your left knee, about a foot on each side. So you have space between your hands and your knee. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lengthen forward and repeat that. And as you do that, you might feel comfortable to extend the right leg back. If you don't feel comfortable to extend the right leg back, don't worry. Continue to do it with the knee turned out to the side. 3 more deep breaths like that. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to come forward. One more time. Inhale to rise up. If your leg's extended, you want to try to keep it aligned with your right hip. And as you exhale, bring your forearms forward in front of your shin. Forearms are down. Let your head drop. Your chest can be elevated away from the floor. The closer your chest is to the floor, the more sensation you'll feel in the left hip. So if you want more sensation, just slide your arms a little bit forward. The idea is to keep the chest long, the chest open. And holding here a little longer, tuck the right toes under, press the heel back if you've got the leg extended. And lifting the knee up, applying pressure forward through the left shin as the right heel pushes back. And then reset the foot. Just a few more deep breaths here. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Let your weight shift to the left. As you're sitting on your left hip, bring your right leg forward. Hands behind you and fingers turned out, soles of the feet on the floor. And windshield, wipe the knees side to side, again, rolling over the glutes. So you want to feel the glutes pushing into the mat as you let your knees shift side to side. Actively releasing any tension in the glutes. One more time. The next time your knees fall to the right, leave them there. Take your left knee and plug it into the sole of your right foot and turn around to the back of your mat. Take your right hand back to the center of your mat. So the right side of your waist and your rib cage is coming parallel to the floor. Windmill your left arm up overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, rotate down. And again, stay on your forearms if you want to keep your chest elevated. If you're feeling more comfortable, you can try to straighten your arms. Chest coming to the floor. And you may like to straighten the legs. If you straighten the legs, the right leg is shooting out towards hip height. The left leg is straight and the inner thigh is turned down. Three deep breaths. Hands under your shoulders, all the way up to sitting. Sitting up, cross the legs, again at the ankles, left leg in front of the right. Hug your shins, sit up tall. Drop the shoulders as the crown moves towards the ceiling. Lower back is drawing in and up. Look to the right. Look to the left. Back through center. Lay onto your back and hold your knees. Take your knees wide. So this is one variation of happy baby, just widening the knees. You want to feel the sit bones widen. Those are the bones that are in your glutes, in your seat. If you want to move on, if it feels accessible to you, soles of your feet to the ceiling, hold your ankles. Keep widening the heels. We always want to widen the heels here. This is going to help us widen the seat. Hold your big toes with your first two fingers and thumbs if you're feeling more mobile. And keep pushing out through the heels. Some of you may like to keep lengthening until the legs actually straighten. Try to keep the shoulder blades plugged into the floor and the tailbone dropping down and even touching the mat. Three more deep breaths here. Bring your legs together. Lower the soles of your feet to the floor. Then bring the soles of your feet together. Knees turn out. Push your heels together. Legs continue to turn out and reach your arms back and interlace your fingers, extending your index fingers. You might want to try contracting your glutes a little bit here. See if that helps you turn your knees out. And then if you find that position, release the glutes and just relax in the pose. 2 more deep breaths like this. Try to keep the elbows straight if you can. Release your arms and just bring them slightly lower than shoulder height and palms to the ceiling. Take a couple more breaths with the soles of your feet connected and knees turned out. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs, keeping the legs turned out. Big toes and knees turned out to the sides. If you need to wiggle a little bit so that your lower back feels like it's in the right position, go ahead. And as you move into your Shavasana, on your inhalations, imagine the chest and collarbones lifting as you inhale, chest lifts. As you exhale, your legs feel heavy. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, heavy thighs. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, heavy thighs. Begin to deepen your breathing. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Reach your arms straight back, press forward through your heels. Release your stretch, bend your knees and roll to the right, using the right arm as a pillow. And then walk yourself up to a seated cross-legged position. Feel free to hold your knees with your hands if you have trouble sitting up. Use the strength of your arms. Otherwise, hands to your heart center in prayer. Heavy arms, heavy shoulder blades. Chin tucked a little, crown moving up. Namaste.